The chandelier in the banquet hall was painfully dazzling. Hinzu stood amidst the pile of porcelain shards like a startled white dove, her eyes instantly reddening as tears fell without warning. Brother Jushi, I just dropped it by accident. She sobbed, her voice soft and sticky, somewhere between a coquettish whine and an accusation. Sister Song is giving me such a scary look, glaring at me like an old witch. It frightened me. I lowered my gaze, looking at the bag I was still holding. My knuckles were white from gripping it too tightly. What had broken was the first gift shoe she ever gave me, a lopsided, clumsily made ceramic doll. I remember his hands were covered in clay back then, and he arrogantly pinched my chin, his eyes wild with the recklessness unique to youth. This is the first time I've ever made something like this for a woman. If you dare break this doll, I really won't take care of you anymore. But now, the doll was shattered, and he was standing right beside Kinzu. She gently stroked Kinzu's hair, the tenderness in his eyes so thick it seemed to solidify. I could even recognize that look. It was exactly how he used to dote on me. He shot me a cold glance, as if looking at a stranger throwing a tantrum, then bent down and picked up the doll's remaining head. Don't be scared, his low voice was comforting, but not directed at me. It's just a doll. No sooner had the words left his mouth than he flicked his wrist and flung the head hard onto the marble floor. The porcelain shards struck the ground with an even crisper, more shattering sound, turning into a pile of irreparable debris. I broke it with you all right now? Shushi said, smiling as he looked at Kinzu, his eyes full of indulgence. Kinzu's tears turned to laughter. She clapped her hands gleefully, as if she had just completed a grand victory ceremony. As for me, the hand holding the bag trembled slightly, my nails digging deep into my palm. Of course. After all, to win a smile from Kinzu, he had even forsaken our child. At the homecoming banquet 3 days ago, to please his just minus returned white moonlight Kinzu, Jushi, the young master of the capital's elite circle, had forced me, pregnant, down an entire glass of bio. I writhed in unbearable abdominal pain, my white dress stained with blood, nearly fainting from the agony. Amidst the rowdy cheers of his friends, he was too busy feeding Kinzu birds, nest soup mouth minus to minus mouth to spare me even a glance. As I lost consciousness, I heard his cold, disdainful laugh. Don't mind her. She's just a canary I keep. She can't survive without me. He woke up in the hospital, feeling my now minus flat stomach. My heart felt ashen, devoid of hope. I wanted to shove that glaring abortion notice in his face, only to find his WeChat profile picture had already been changed to a photo of Kinzu's profile. And me? I had been unilaterally blocked by him for the 90-9th time. But this time, I didn't grovel and beg for forgiveness like before. I gave a self-mocking laugh, picked up the broom in the corner, and silently began sweeping up the fragments. Each sharp piece of porcelain felt like it was cutting my heart, but my face remained expressionless, my movements mechanical and precise. Suddenly, Kinzu coughed twice, a hand to her chest. Jushi immediately supported her nervously, his brow furrowed. Are you okay? Did you hurt your throat from crying? He turned to me, his tone instantly turning stern. Someone, it's all because of you that Xiaozu started crying. Go make her a glass of her favorite mango juice. Can't you be more considerate? My movements halted. I looked up at him, incredulous. You forgot I'm allergic to mangoes? My voice was quiet, but carried a tremor. Jushi's face stiffened. His eyes darted away, a flash of guilt crossing them before he turned his face away, no longer looking at me. He focused entirely on flirting with the beauty in his arms, as if the command had never been issued. I lowered my head and continued sweeping the shards, throwing them into the trash along with the last shred of reluctance in my heart. Well, I'll be off now. You'll wait for me at the hotel tomorrow, right? Same place as last night. Kinzu waved coyly at Jushi, her eyes and brows brimming with triumph. Jushi instinctively glanced at me, explaining awkwardly, Zuer and I go way back. We're just catching up. Don't overthink it. I couldn't be bothered to expose his lie, and even pretended not to see the ambiguous bite mark on his neck. Just then, a red string bracelet on Jinzu's wrist caught my attention. It was the safety talisman I had begged for at the temple 3 years ago. Back when she was in a coma after a car accident protecting me. I had kowtowed at every 5 steps on the temple path, my forehead bruised and purple. When she woke up, his eyes reddened with heartache. He held me tight and swore, "I will wear this safety talisman forever. We will never be parted in this life or the next." And now, he had personally given that talisman to someone else. I didn't watch their sweet goodbye any longer. I turned and went to the master bedroom to pack my luggage for going abroad. Passport, visa, the university offer I had arranged long ago, everything was ready. This time, I was truly leaving. However, when I pushed open the master bedroom door, my steps abruptly halted. The huge, central couple's portrait of Shi and me on the wall was gone. In its place was a calligraphy piece by Kenzu. "Hold your hand. Grow old with you." The calligraphy style was exactly the same as the custom font set on Jushi's phone. So, he had long considered this Kenzu's room, just waiting for me, the lady of the house, to get out. I didn't cry. I didn't make a scene. I just calmly opened the wardrobe, folded my clothes one by one, and stuffed them into the suitcase. The brand minus name clothes on jewelry she had given me. I left every single piece in this mansion full of hypocrisy and lies. Just as I zipped up the suitcase, footsteps sounded outside the door. Jushi walked in, seeing me packing, his brow instantly furrowed, his talk carrying its usual impatience. "What's the tantrum about now? It's just a broken doll. Is that worth running away from home over?" He walked over, reaching out to grab my suitcase, but I sidestepped, avoiding him. "Jushi." I called his name directly for the first time. My voice was so calm it gave him pause. "Let's break up." Jushi let out a disdainful chuckle, as if he heard the biggest joke. "Break up? Song 1. Stop fooling around. You know perfectly well that without me, you don't even have a foothold in this city. What happened earlier was Zuer's accident. I've already scolded her. You should calm down, to don't be so petty." He reached out to pinch my chin, trying to recreate that domineering gesture from years past. But I coldly slapped his hand away. "No need," I said, looking him straight in the eye, enunciating each word clearly. "That canary that needed you to keep hard-eyed. Jushi, from now on, whether I live or die is none of your concern." Jushi's face finally darkened, a flicker of malice in his eyes. "Someone, you've got some nerve now. Where do you think you can go? Don't forget your job." "Your social circle. I gave you all of that. Consider those handouts returned to you." I picked up my suitcase, walked around him, and headed straight for the door. "If you walk out that door, don't even think about coming back." "Shoo!" She roared behind me, his voice holding a final threat. I didn't look back. I just paused my steps for a moment, then left without a backward glance at this cage that had imprisoned me for 3 years. Outside, the night was deep, the cold wind biting. Dragging my suitcase, I walked along the quiet street. My phone vibrated. It was a flight confirmation text from the airline. A ticket flying across the ocean in 3 days. Everything was settled. I looked up at the dark night sky and took a deep breath of free air. "Sushi? This time, it's really goodbye forever." However, what I didn't know was that after I left, she stood in the empty bedroom, staring at Kenzu's calligraphy, his gaze gradually turning frenzied. He suddenly punched the wall, his knuckles bleeding, but he seemed to feel no pain. "Songwon, you're mine. Where do you think you can run to?" At the same time, a message came from an unknown number. "Mr. Shu, regarding the investigation you requested into Ms. Song's exit records, there seem to be some issues." She stared at the message, the gloom in his eyes instantly clearing, replaced by a sinister, confident smile. "Trying to run? It won't be that easy."